It's the reason I keep a chair here. There's a reason I keep a chair right next to the
Yeah.
computer.
Let's do it again. The side, 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 front, front, 45, 45, back, back, the side, side, front, front, 45, 45, back, back. Warming up still. Front, front, 45, 45, back, back. One more. Side, front, front, 45, 45, back, back. Hopefully feel the heart rate coming up a little bit. I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see what I'm doing, but you don't need to turn to the side. I'm going to just step a foot in front of us. Place that foot on the mat, and we're going to hinge forward with that flat back, feeling a stretch in the back of that front leg. And then we're going to pull this toe up, the front foot. There we go. Turn. Stay there. Everybody, let me see what everybody's doing. Yep, that's it. Other side. Step the other foot forward. Send the rear end back. Lift that the front toes off the mat. Send your rear end back and feel that stretch in the back of the leg. And then let's come up to stand. And let's take our arms out like we are pressing walls away. Real strong, straight arms. Strong, strong. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Bring it in front, same thing. Strong, straight arms. Hands point down. And up. And down. And up. Arms out to the side again. Strong, pushing the walls away from us. And then drop the arms and rotate the shoulders. Shoulder circles. Make your own circles. Stop in any direction where you feel tightness. If you really listen to your body, it will tell you where it feels good. Back and forth, opening the chest, rounding the back. And I want us to do some finger work. So both hands, I'm going to get up closer so you can see me. So the hands are like this, and we're going to try to not, only finger we're moving is the thumb, and the thumb is going to come over to the little finger pad. That's right. So we just notice, I mean, that for me, if you have thumb things, that's a big stretch to reach it across there. Sometimes our hand wants to come in and help it. So that's all we're doing. Then we're going to move that thumb and work down the line to the ring fingers, right at the top, right there. And then open. Middle finger, open, and then the pad of the index finger, open. Let's run through that again. So we're going to reach the thumb across, open, ring finger, open, middle finger, open, index, open. Now all together, and let's see how we are with our coordination of moving fingers apart, just for some fun new activity. So we're separating the pinky finger from the pack together. Split them 2 and 2 together. The index finger back, split them 2 and 2. And wrist rotations. There's your finger work today. While we're standing, instead of, sometimes we do this seated, but we're just going to stay standing, I think. Nose circles. So pretend that you've got a pencil on the end of your nose, and you're going to start with little circles. Just little circles, and notice as your circles get bigger, the little crunches get a little louder. Working your way to a big nose circle. And then keeping that big circle reverse. So then we're going to reverse, starting with the big circle and working our way in to the little circle. And let's do our cactus arms. We're going to take the right hand and just place it on our left shoulder and back to cactus. Left shoulder, back to cactus. Next time, let's take our gaze to the right as our hand goes that way. Hand, left shoulder, gaze over the right shoulder. Hand on the left shoulder, gaze over the right shoulder. Three, two, one. Other side, left hand on the right shoulder, and we'll gaze to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll do one more. 8. Cactus arms. Hands on shoulders. Out. Shoulders. Out. Shoulders. Out. Arms up. Into the hip bones, like this W. Out to the 45-degree angle. Pull the elbows in towards the top of the hip bones. Up. Pull in. And shake the shoulders out. Cat cow while we're standing. So from the side, we place our hands on our thighs, and we're just going to lean forward, shining with the heart, leaning forward with the heart. And then when we get that Halloween cat back, we're going to round the back up into the shoulders, and then drop our belly towards the ground, leading with the heart. Just go back and forth at your own pace. Just kind of picturing what your spine is doing. We're getting it to move and flex and extend. And then we'll come back up. Starting with the right side, we're going to bend our elbow like this, and we're really going to scrunch and create tension, shortening the space between our right ear and our right shoulder. So we're really pulling that up. And then on an exhale, we're going to send that right arm along and drop the left ear to the left shoulder. So it looks like this. You'll feel really a nice stretch in here, but we create tension. We create tension, squeezing, let it go. Arm out to the side. Tension. Tension, tension. Arm out to the side, out to the right side as we drop the left ear to the left shoulder. And tension. Tension, inhale, exhale. Other side. Let's create tension here. Left ear to left shoulder, create tension. And let that left arm go long, right ear, right shoulder. Tension. Stretching the fingers as the right ear to right shoulder. Tension. And let it go long. One more. Exhale. Swim strokes, more shoulders. The crawl. Each time we're doing shoulder stuff, I always think of what the shoulder blades are doing. We want to keep those gliding on our back. If those aren't gliding, our shoulder gets stuck and it doesn't hit its full range. And then let's do a backstroke. And can we do two together? Very good. Before we sit down, I'm gonna do the swinging chair. So chair, let's just get our knees warmed up a little bit. So we're gonna bend the knees, get these thighs engaged, send the rear back versus this. We send the rear back, trying to keep the knees a little more over the ankle. If my rear's not back, it's this, where the knees are in front of the toes. So rear back, flat back. So my gaze is really down there, unless I'm looking at you. And then our arms can come out on each side of our ear. Airplane arms behind us. Press through the floor and let's stand up. Swinging chair, airplane arms. Let's go back again. Rear end's back. The more your rear end is back, it's harder work. Pressing the floor, let's come up. Exhale into your chair. And come up. Exhale, airplane arms, thumbs pointing out to the sides of the mat. Stay here, looking down in front of you at the mat. Keeps that long neck. Breathe. Breathe. Feel your thighs working, maybe even the glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press to stand, arms up, and arms back down. All right, now let's get in our chair. Inhale our arms up. And take the feet a little wider here, as wide as the mat maybe. We're not doing a true wide leg, just right here. And we're gonna do a forward fold. This time I want you to think of allowing your forward fold to come into the space between your knees if you want. So before we've kind of had our knees here and we hang here. If you want to explore and give yourself this room to drop a little more into your forward fold, go ahead and do that. We're just going to hang. So basically a forward fold in the chair, but I'm just suggesting with the wide legged, it gives access to things in a different way than when our legs are together. If you want now, you can lower the crown of your head towards the floor and let your head dangle and nod the head yes. And make a no movement side to side. And then let yourself come back up. You can bring the feet a little closer together, hip distance apart. We're going to use our core and change our hand positions as we do forward fold, but it's going to look more like this. So not this that we just did. So when we come forward, we just want that flat back, but I'm going to change our arm positions. And then when we come to back up to seated, you're going to have to use your core front, core back to pull you back up. And it's going to be, we're just going to keep changing the arm positions, which changes the weight that we've got to use when we pull ourselves back up. So let's just get the feel for that. Let's just put arms right here in front of us. They can rest down. I just want you to get that feeling of going down and coming up with a flat back. Then we're going to take hands on our shoulders, elbows out to the side. So we're going to do that a couple times. So you really have to use your core to come back up. I'm thinking of you, Lois, with the back. I'm wondering how that's feeling, but arms straight out to the side, 3 and 9 o'clock. Same thing. Keeping the arms where they're at. It's gonna feel heavier. And up. And down. And up. Down. Hands on behind the head. And so when we go forward, we want to keep the elbows back. Down. And up. Down. And up. Down. And up. And here's the last one. Arms are overhead, so they're going to when we bend like that, they're going to stay right around our ears, the biceps on each side of our ears. And we're going to reach for each other. Reach forward. And then everything comes up. This is the hardest because those arms are feeling heavy. And we go down. And up. And down. And up. Let's do one more. My arms, my shoulders are feeling this. 2. Down. And up. Woo. Shake out. Okay. Prayer position hands. And we're just going to start with some gentle twists. I'm working my way up into a seated or a revolved chair pose, but I want to get our core warmed up going side to side. Okay. Trying to think, I'm looking going, how would you best be able to see this? Okay, I'm going to turn, I'm going to pick a side. I'm going to turn to the left. Then I'm going to hinge forward and hook my left elbow on the outside of that left knee. So we've got left elbow hooking on the outside of that left knee. Still got my prayer position hands, and I'm going to use the strength in my right elbow to press into the knee just to help get a little more twist. Looking directly over to the left, pressing those hands into each other. This is a seated chair twist, obviously. And we can do this standing as well. It's a little more challenging when you're in a standing chair and then doing this. It's a balance thing. And breathe. And let's come back up. Before we do that hooking thing, I want us to twist to the right first. So we get our twist to the right, then we do that forward fold at an angle so we can hook our left elbow on the outside of the right knee, and then use that as leverage, push against that right knee to help us get into the twist. Pressing the hands into each other, filling the belly with air when we inhale. And then let's come back up again. Very good. Very good. Let's shake our wrists out a little bit. We're going to do that again, except this time I'm going to have us change. Well, you'll see. So let's go to the left. Let's going to twist first. Twist from a long, tall spine. So we really want to get long and tall. Twist to the left. Hinge forward, hooking that elbow on the outside of the left knee. Here's the change. Experiment with this. You're going to keep your right elbow where it's at. We're experimenting with this left hand. The left elbow can come up towards the ceiling, keeping the hand on the shoulder, or if your shoulder blades and shoulder allows, you can extend that left arm up towards the ceiling. And you can also extend the right hand down towards the floor. There we go. Oh, there we go. And then let's come out of that twist. I think that's the first time we've ever done that. All right, let's do this one more time to the other side and see how we can access the right hand as we work to extend that. Okay, so we're here. We're going to twist to sit nice and tall, twist to the right, hinge forward, hook that elbow against the outside of that right knee. And then figure out what hand position you want with your right hand. It can be right hand on the shoulder. Right hand goes up high, and then you can drop the left arm down towards the floor. And then we come back up. Come back up. Now let's take our feet. We're going back to the core work where we did this one. The only difference now is we're going to do it with wide legged. So I will guide us through the different hand positions as we hinge forward and come back up. So as you hinge forward, sometimes a cue that's helpful to think of when I say keep your back straight and everything in line is to picture that you've got a tennis ball here or an orange, and you've got to keep that there when we go forward. So when we go forward, we're not doing this, or that ball would drop, the orange, whatever. So that's maybe another cue to keep our neck neutral. So let's just start with this one here. Hands on the shoulders. And down. Try not to let the knees cave into the center, and then come back up. And 2. And come back up. And then 3. And come back up. Arms at 3 and 9 o'clock. Same thing. Come back up. 2 down. Come back up. 3 down. Come back up. Cactus arms. Down. And up. Down. And up. Down. And up. Arms high overhead. Biceps on each side of the ears. Our last one. Down. And up. Down. And up. And down. And up. Oh, very good. All right. Standing up with the chair seat at the top of the mat. We're going to start in downward facing dog. It's going to look like this. The downward facing dog. Find your distance from the chair to where your feet are. See if you can get your back legs straight. Think of the hips over the knees, stacked ankles, knees, hips, extending arms, extending straight arms. See if you can get your arms straight. And then step forward with your left foot. Bring your right foot forward next to the chair, and we'll go right into our sun salutation, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, find that chair again, step back into your downward facing dog. Step forward with the right foot, bring the left foot forward, move into another sun salutation, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up high. Exhale, mini back bend, cactus arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Hands on the chair, step your feet back to downward facing dog again. Step forward with the left foot, step forward with the right foot, up to stand, sun salutation, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up high. Exhale, mini back bend, cactus arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Arms at 3 and 9 o'clock shoulder height. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Hands on the chair. Exhale, back into your downward facing dog, stepping back. Downward facing dog. I'm going to bring just the right foot forward as we get our foundation set for crescent lunge. So crescent lunge is where your feet, it's like the railroad tracks, except you got one foot in front of the other. Get your good foundation, get that front knee, knee over the ankle, knee bent. And when you're ready, see if you can come up into your standing crescent lunge. Arms up, looking at a spot in front of you that's not moving. Stay here or follow a challenge, leaning over your bent right knee and taking the airplane arms behind you. A lot of weight in that right leg, and then come back up to crescent, arms overhead. Hands find the chair, hands find the chair, downward facing dog. Bring the left foot forward, crescent lunge. Set up the good foundation again. Taking your time, the foundation matters because we're going to come in balance. So when you're ready, come up to your standing crescent. Arms overhead. And let's do that hinge forward with a flat back, airplane arms, keeping that tennis ball under the chin. Press into that front leg to bring yourself back up to standing crescent. Hands on the chair. Take that left foot back to meet the right, downward facing dog. Step forward with the right foot on the outside, right on the edge of the mat. So the right foot comes forward. I'm on the outside of the chair. Hands are on the chair. We're just going to open and close this right hip. So the knee's going to press away. The right knee's going to press away. There you go. And back in. Let's do that a couple times. And then send this right leg back. Downward facing dog. And bring the left foot forward on the outside of the mat, outside of the chair. And then we're going to press that left knee away from the chair, opening and closing the left hip. And then send that left leg back, downward facing dog. Again. I want you to think of, it's three-legged dog. We've done this before. So get your foundation under your left foot. And we're going to lift that right leg up to hip height behind us, the right foot, toes pointing down. Draw that right knee into the right elbow and send that leg back. Send the right knee into the left elbow and send it back. Right knee to the nose. So you got to round your back a little bit and send that right leg back. And let's do that on the other side. Now we're standing on the right leg. We'll send the left leg long. Left leg is at hip height, toes pointing down. Left knee, left elbow, and back. Left knee, right elbow, and back. Left knee to nose. Send the leg back. And then both feet on the mat, and let's come up to stand and get off our wrists. Sally, okay? Take the legs out.
As long as you
She okay? We're gonna let's get the seat of our chair on the long length of the mat. We're gonna do wide-legged forward folds. Get into some wide leg. So wide-legged in this stance, we're going to get the outer edges of our feet parallel to the edges of the mat. And then the chairs here, you decide how far your forward fold wants to come down. If you don't need the chair, you don't need the chair, but you can do elbows or forearms on the chair. You can do a forehead on the chair. What we're gonna do is a forward fold. If you want to find the floor, find the floor. If you're not feeling this in your inner thighs, maybe you can afford to take your legs wider, but experiment with that. Let's take the right hand, even if you're on on your fingertips, the right hand right below your nose. And let's take the left hand, the back of the hand is on your low back. And let's just twist, opening the chest to the left. If you want to see what the hand on your back can do or wants to do, you can also raise that hand up towards the ceiling, the left hand up towards the ceiling. And bring the hand back down. Let's replace hands. So I'm looking out. Some people on fingertips, if you can get the flat of your hand down, or a fist, whatever you feel best supported on, or use your elbow, your forearm on the chair. You can still do that even as we're twisting. So I'm going to put my flat hand on the mat, on the floor, and we're going to twist. Hand, we started like this last time. The back of the right hand is on the low back, and we're going to open our heart towards the right. Then we can choose our hand position. It can hand on the shoulder, or you can extend the hand all the way up towards the ceiling, pressing the left hand or fist or whatever you're on away from you, pressing that and breathing. Hands come down, and let's lower that inner. We're going to press the right knee, bend the right knee, press the right knee away from us, stretching the inner left leg, lowering that left straight leg towards the floor. Come back to center, other side. Come back up to center. If you want to engage your core again, we're going to work to stand. Take both hands off the floor or hanging on, put them on your low back or somewhere, and use your core to bring yourself up to stand. Then figure out how you're going to get out of your wide leg. Yeah. Okay. Down to the mat on our backs.
Welcome to yoga. Come on in. There's mats right here. Get into the room. I can help you get a mat. There's a chair right here so she can see you.
Okay, maybe before you lie down, I can demonstrate so you can see. This is an isometric thing. Isometric means we work opposing forces, and in doing that, whatever we're forcing, you can't see movement. So that's what isometric is. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to have you lay down, and we're just going to do one leg at a time, but I'm going to grab behind my thigh, and I'm going to pull this thigh towards me, and I'm going to press my leg towards my hand. So my leg won't move. So I'm working right now. If you can see my arms are engaged and tugging. So I'm pulling my leg towards me, pulling the thigh towards me, but pressing the back of my leg into my hand, and then I'll cue a release. Does that make sense to everybody? So experiment with that. Let's hold it. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the tight grip. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release the grip. Again. 10, 9, 8. You can still breathe. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring both legs down to the mat and just notice the difference between one leg and the other in doing that. I would articulate it to say that that leg that we just worked feels lighter, just feels lighter, like there's more, it's got an ability of blood circulation moving through it. So let's do that on the other side. You don't have to bend your right leg, but I'm going to bend my right leg a little bit. I'm going to draw my left leg straight, grab behind the left thigh, and let's go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the grip. Go. 3, 2, 1, release. So we're pressing the left thigh into the hand and pulling the thigh towards us. Let's go again. 2, 3, 4, 5, release. And we'll do one final one for 10. Remember, you can breathe through this. And let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Both legs go long, arms overhead, backs of the hands, seeing if you can find the floor, checking in with those shoulder blades. Do they feel evenly placed on the floor? And then I want you to think of finding your best version of cactus arms on the floor. So we're going to try to find our cactus arms and try to get the tops of our hands resting on the floor. If you need to lift up your shoulder blades, press your head into the floor, you can lift your shoulder blades, everything up off the floor, and then place it down on the floor again. I mean, it's all on how everybody's shoulder blades feel. Sometimes if mine get a little wonky, one doesn't sit right, and I've just got to kind of play with it and move my position around. And then let's bend the knees. Bring hand on opposite elbows. And we've done this before. We're going to send the knees to the right, both elbows to the left. There we go. Everything back to center. Knees to the left, elbows to the right. Back to center the other way, and the gaze now follows the knees. So knees and gaze to the right, elbows to the left. Everything back to center. Knees and gaze to the left, elbows to the right. Let's go back and forth at your own pace. Again, great spine work. We are really bringing our spine into the game here. Twisting the top part of the spine, twisting the lower part. One more round. Back up, let's reset ourselves on the mat and do a few pelvic tilts. So hands comfortably down by the side. So the pelvic tilt, knees are bent. Pelvic tilt is we're going to take the curve out of our low back and press our low back into the floor enough where it lifts our hips just a little bit off the floor. And then we're going to press our tailbone into the mat and raise the small of our back off the floor, almost allowing us to put a hand underneath the small of our back. So just go back and forth with this. It's kind of a back massage as well. And when you get to one spot, then your own time, count to 5 and pause. And then take it the other direction and pause for 5. And then let's reset our spine, get reset situated on your mat, and lift the legs off the floor, bent knees, place your elbows inside of your knees for a happy baby. So elbows inside of the knees, grab your big toe, grab your foot, your ankle, whatever you can grab. So we got a couple things we can do with Happy Baby. You can use the elbows to press your knees away, feeling a stretch there, or you can use your hand strength to pull your feet, pull down on your feet to get your knees closer to the mat. Then let's cross right knee over left knee while your legs are in the air. Right knee over left knee. Right knee over left knee. And then, okay, this is going to sound tricky. So you've got your legs that you can see. Use your right hand and grab your left ankle because that should be on the right hand side of your body. There we go. There we go. And if you can access this, your left hand should also be able to find the right ankle, same side. And then you can experiment with this and pull down, press down on your shins, and you'll feel a stretch on the outer hips. So just experiment with that. And then uncross. Left knee crosses the right knee, and left knee, yeah, in front of right knee. Bend the knees, just doing the other side. Now your right hand is going to find the left ankle, and the left hand's going to find the right ankle, and you're going to pull down. Just experiment with this. I didn't mention this last time, but you can just rock from side to side, seeing if you can access a little deeper into the glute muscles. And then both legs up the wall, both legs straight up over the hips. The feet are next to each other. And now I want the big toes to touch and take the heels away from each other. So we just got some ankle movement here. So toes touch, heels away, and then you bring the heels together and toes go away. So this is really moving and we can feel this in your hip. We're rotating the entire leg. So just kind of back and forth, heels together, and then toes touch and heels go away from each other. There we go. Both feet side by side again, and point and flex feet. You can alternate or do them both at the same time. Point and flex the toes, and then make ankle circles. Both directions. And then you can grab behind your thighs. We'll close practice with a Shavasana for 3 minutes with quiet time, but you give yourself a little back massage here before you go long on your mat. I will watch the clock for about 3.5 minutes, and I will bring you out then. So trust me, I can't play music. So find your favorite Shavasana pose.